Hey guys, this is Post-Production Pi with srlounge.com. Alright, so let's go over our content area in our library module and let's talk about the different view modes that we have available inside the library module. There's several different view modes and each one kind of serves a different purpose and function. Now at any point in time, if you guys forget the different view modes or you forget the hotkeys, you guys can go into the view menu and it'll actually tell you right there, right next to each different view. So let's jump out and let's talk about this first view, which is the grid view. The grid view is just displaying thumbnails of each image based on whatever we have selected. Now, right now I have the originals folder selected, so everything in that folder is being selected and shown in this grid view. If I have the previous import selected, it's only going to select those 11 items that were in the previous import. If we select collections, it's only going to select whatever is in those collections for, based on the either smart collection or that collection setting. So let's go back to original so we can see everything. This thumbnail view is great for quickly scanning through images. We can change the size of the thumbnails by hitting plus to increase or hitting minus to decrease the size. And it'll go up to a maximum size of whatever this is right now. So there is a max setting, and then it'll go only so small as this, which is actually pretty dang small. But usually I'll be viewing my grid view somewhere around this size, and I wish there was an actual number for that size, but there isn't. So I view it so that I can basically see each image, but when I want to see detail, I'm going to switch to the Loupe view. And the Loupe view, we're going to get there by hitting E. So I'm going to hit Tab to bring my left and right columns back, left and right panel, sorry. And we're going to hit E to go to Loupe view. Loupe view is a detailed full screen view of the image that we have selected down in the film strip. So it's great for culling images. It's great for rating. You can quickly tell if an image is sharp and in focus. You can make comparisons between images and see which one has a better expression. This is where you want to do your rating because it's quick and you see full-size versions of the image. Well, not full-size, but much larger preview sizes. You can also quickly zoom in, as we discussed previously in the navigator. So you can quickly zoom into an image, check if something's sharp, make sure your details are okay from this view. Now, why would you use the library view versus the develop view for culling and rating images? Well, because in the develop view, it's actually rendering much larger previews and it's rendering full previews for these images as opposed to the library view where it's using the standard previews. So the library view is going to be much quicker for culling because you're moving quickly from image to image. So I'd highly recommend staying in the library module to do all of your culling and rating. Now, the next view that we have available, I'm going to hit G to switch back to grid view. The next view we have is the compare view. And what we're going to do is let's just create a duplicate of this image. We're going to create a virtual copy by hitting Control apostrophe or Command apostrophe on a Mac. We're going to go to develop. Actually, we don't need to go to develop. We're going to go to the quick develop right over here on the side. And I'm just going to apply any preset just so that we see a difference between these two images. So let's apply this infrared preset. I have no idea what it's going to do. It doesn't really matter what it's going to do as long as it looks different. What we're going to do now is select both of these images and we're going to hit C to go into compare view. Now I'm going to hit Tab to remove my left and right panel so we have a little more viewing space. But what the compare view allows you to do is compare two images simultaneously. So you're going to select your images down the film strip and then you can basically zoom into each area on each image and make comparisons of details. Now this is extremely useful when, say, you take portraits and maybe you do two portraits right in a row, they're both 2 seconds apart, and you want to compare sharpness and expression and everything like that between the two images. Well, then the compare view becomes great because you can zoom in on each point. It's going to go to the exact same point on both images, and you can compare to see which one has the better details, which one has better sharpness, and so on. Let's zoom out of this and hit G again to go back to grid view, and let's show you guys the last view, which is the survey view or survey mode. So we're going to make a selection of images. We're going to select these 4, and then we're going to hit N. And survey mode basically allows you to make a selection, and it's going to show you thumbnails, allowing you to make larger comparisons to whatever you have in that selection. So if I hold Shift and click on here, the film strip, it's going to add to the selection. If I'm holding Shift again and I click somewhere else to remove, it's going to remove items from the selection. And it's a quick way to just kind of add to a comparison and remove from a comparison while you're culling. Alright guys, so let's hit G once again to go back to our basic thumbnail view. I'm going to hit Tab to bring my left and right panels back. And then we're going to click on this virtual copy that we created right here. We're going to right click and we're going to delete the photo. And it says, do you want to remove the selected virtual copy? And I'm going to hit remove. Now lastly guys, like everything in Lightroom, we've mentioned a million times that there's a few different ways to do everything. You guys can switch from view to view very quickly. The most common views you're going to be using are the Loupe and the grid views. So if you want to go to the Loupe view from the grid, you just double click on an image. So it's the quickest and easy ways to get into a Loupe view. If you want to get back to grid, just double click again. If you're in Loupe view, you have several different ways of zooming in on an image. You can mouse click anywhere you want to zoom in. You can hit spacebar to zoom in. You can hit Z to zoom in. Again, there's a ton of different ways, and you can actually even use the navigator to zoom in. So those are a few more quick and easy ways to navigate from Loupe view to grid view and zooming in and out of images. Alrighty guys, let's go on to the next tutorial.